Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here in YOUCANIC we got a 2019 Kia Forte, and on this Kia Forte we have our check engine light on, and we're going to read the code and we're going to see what it is and then see if we can replace it. Just a basic OBD2 scanner hooked up to our OBD port, and then this one just reads your ECU, the engine control module, so when codes are set that's where they go to, so that's what we're checking. Alright, so diagnostic from the main menu, and now it's communicating with the vehicle. You hit yes. Then we're going to read the codes. We're going to read the stored codes. That's a P2088 code, and it is the camshaft position actuator control. Right? There's camshaft position sensors, there's a camshaft variable timing sensors, and then there is the control bank, which is, all of these could, one or more could be bad, but this is telling us which sensor is causing an issue, and this is the one that's on the side right by the timing belt, or timing chain. So there are a couple things, but if it's just a sensor, we'll just go over how you replace the sensor. Alright, so the sensor is right here on the side of the motor. This is the side with the belt, the serpentine belt, and your timing chain is right behind this, under this cover, or under this, well, it is a big cover, but under that sensor. And so we've got the sensor bolts here. We follow this wire, and this wire comes up to here, and so we've got a connector here. Let's just remove this and move it to the side. You're going to squeeze the connector and pull it out, and then this connector is hooked to a metal bracket here. So you can either take this number 10mm off right there, the metal bracket, or you could also, you've got a nice little metal pick tool, be able to just pop the clip and pull it off. Same thing here. A 4mm Allen to undo this. So remove those two. Just gotta kind of work it from both sides to be able to get this sensor to pull out. And you see right there, that is a timing sprocket, or part of the cam sprocket, but the timing belt, or timing chain, it says the chain is going to be on the sprocket here and a sprocket here on the front and the back, because we've got two cams on here. And so this is the sensor. Now you might have more problems than just this sensor, but the sensor is something to start with, or something you can easily replace. And then if this doesn't fix it, you'll have to be looking into either something else, like whether the chain itself is stretched, it's getting worn, and you'll have to do a total timing belt replacement or whatnot. So there's various amounts of sensors on your vehicle, and especially on this 2.0 motor, where we've got this sensor, which is your actuator control sensor, and then you've got your variable sensors, the one on the front and the back, intake and exhaust VVT actuators, and then you also have your two cam position sensors, A and B, that you can go through and replace. And when you check the engine code, it is going to tell you pretty much what it is, which sensor it could potentially be, but that's just saying that might be the area where you need to start looking. So when you got your new one, you just want to make sure that we got the O-ring in there, and be able to just put it back in, or put it in there, and we're going to work it in there. We don't want to pinch the O-ring that's in there, so that we get a good seal. So this is one simple thing you can replace. And this could it could just be that you have a bad sensor, and if you replace this and the code stays off, then this sensor went bad. But if the code comes back on, then you probably have something else that you're going to have to look into, whether it's a full timing replacement or even another sensor that works together with this. Alright, so that's been tightened up. Then you're just going to take this, press it through. Go ahead, make sure you put that back on the metal clamp there. Hit the electrical connector back together. It's all hooked back up. And then you can put your cover back on that we moved for ease of visibility. And now we'll go delete the code, start it a few times and make sure it doesn't come back right away. And then, as I was saying, you'll just continue to monitor for a while, and if it doesn't come back on, well then you know that it was just this. Or if that code comes back on, you know that this should be good if you just replaced it, this sensor. If not, you're going to have to be looking to a lot more internal motor portions to replace, or check the wiring that comes to the connector to make sure that that's good too. So we have our OBD2 scanner hooked up to the port, key on, and the on position, car not started. And we're going to go ahead and back up, hit the erase the codes, hit yes, we're sure, and then go back, and now you just start the car a few times. But we just want to make sure it doesn't come back on immediately, because if it comes back on immediately, then we definitely know we got to do a deeper search on something. But that's how you replace your camshaft position sensor actuator component on the side of the vehicle of your 2.0 motor and your Kia Forte. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.